Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Your presence means the world to me. Hello, fellow enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Robin Grammar Jr. Robin L. Grammar Jr. is an American politician who is currently a member of the Maryland House of Delegates representing District 6 in southeast Baltimore County. He is a lifelong resident of Maryland and a member of the Republican Party. Get ready for an enlightening exploration as we dig into early and personal life and understand its role in the broader context. Grammar was born in Essex, Maryland on June 19, 1980, to father Robin Grammar, sister and mother Pamela. He graduated from the Eastern Technical High School and later attended the Community College of Baltimore County, earning an A degree in computer science. Grammar married his wife, Kathleen Petrusha, on May 23, 2015. Together, they have 2 children and live in Essex. Moving ahead, let's uncover the hidden gems within the legislature and discover their significance. Grammar was sworn into the Maryland House of Delegates on January 14, 2015. In June 2019, Grammar came under fire from other Baltimore County elected officials over social media comments towards members of the Baltimore County Public Schools Board of Education that contained racially charged language. He later reiterated his comments, saying that he meant to say that he does not believe in cutting deals with criminals so that they can walk away without consequence to terrorize another school system, and that his comment had no reference to lynching. The Baltimore County NAACP condemned Grammar's comments as racist and inflammatory, and asked state legislative officials to investigate his posts. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of committee assignments and its fascinating intricacies. Judiciary Committee, Present Civil Law and Procedure Subcommittee, Present Criminal Law and Procedure Subcommittee, Law Enforcement Officers Public Information Work Group, House Cannabis Referendum and Legalization Work Group, Present Marijuana Legalization Work Group, 2019 Appropriations Committee, Transportation and the Environment Subcommittee, Oversight Committee on Pensions. In this chapter, we'll be unraveling the enigma of crime and policing and discovering its transformative power. In May 2015, following the beating of a Richard Fletcher, a 61-year-old Dundalk resident who intervened in a fight outside his home, Grammar called for the closure of the Baltimore Community High School, where the perpetrators of the attack attended. The Baltimore City Board of Education voted to close the school in January 2016. During the 2016 legislative session, Grammar supported legislation that would require police to obtain a warrant to use a Stingray phone tracker, which can locate a cell phone's user within 6 feet. In 2019, Grammar said he opposed Anton's Law, a bill that would have reformed the Maryland Public Information Act to require transparency in investigations of complaints against law enforcement officers, expressing concerns that it would discourage whistleblowers from coming forward. During the 2021 legislative session, he introduced legislation that would have banned no-knock warrants. Grammar also opposed the Police Reform and Accountability Act of 2021, saying that it would put police across the state in an impossible position. During the 2023 legislative session, Grammar introduced legislation that would require a warrant in the use of persistent aerial surveillance to record video or take pictures, and another bill to strengthen the state's ban on ticket quotas. In February 2023, during a committee hearing on the quota ban bill, Grammar released leaked documents showing Maryland State Police supervisors discussing a points-based quota system, despite the state's long-time ban on ticket and arrest quotas. Acting Maryland State Police Superintendent Roland Butler acknowledged the documents in March 2023 and said that agency leadership was unaware of the use of the quota system, which he said was inappropriate and blatantly wrong. As we venture forward, let's take a closer look at development initiatives and its impact on our understanding. In February 2019, after the Maryland Transportation Authority and the Federal Highway Administration released a set of potential routes a Second Bay Bridge could take. Grammer expressed concern with two routes that would connect the Delmarva Peninsula to rural areas near Dundalk, which he said would more than likely destroy the nature of the communities. Moving ahead, let's uncover the hidden gems within education and discover their significance. During the 2015 legislative session, Grammer introduced legislation to prohibit the Maryland State Department of Education from regulating the sale of coffee in relation to career exploration and development activities. The bill was reintroduced in 2016, during which it passed unanimously and became law. Also in 2016, Grammer introduced legislation that would require a state audit of contracts awarded during the tenure of Baltimore County Public Schools officer Dallas Dance, who entered into a guilty plea after using his position to steer contracts toward a company that he worked for on the side, which failed to pass. He also introduced a bill requiring the Baltimore County Board of Education to post results of its roll call votes online, which passed and became law. During the 2023 legislative session, Grammer introduced a bill that would shield school employees from civil liability in a personal injury or property damage dispute involving a student. The bill failed to pass out of the Maryland Senate. In April 2023, Grammer sent a letter to State Superintendent Mohammed Chowdhury accusing the Maryland State Department of Education of hiding scores from failing schools by altering data files available on the department's website. An investigation conducted by the State Inspector General found no evidence of these claims. As we transition, let's shed light on environment and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. During the 2020 legislative session, Grammer proposed amendments to legislation that would remove black liquor from the state's top renewable energy tier under the Renewable Energy Portfolio Standard that would delay the bill's effective date to 2023 and made black liquor a Tier 1 renewable energy source. Both amendments were rejected by votes of 4091 and 4190. Grammer introduced legislation during the 2022 legislative session that would prevent the Maryland Department of Natural Resources from dredging in the Man Ozwa Shoals, a prehistoric oyster reef containing as much as 100 million bushels of buried bivalve shell. In March 2022, Grammer sent a letter to Governor Larry Hogan calling for the resignation of Maryland's Secretary of the Environment Ben Grumbles, citing issues with the Back River wastewater treatment plant. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impact of gun policy on our broader topic. In November 2019, Grammer said he opposed preventing medical marijuana patients from owning guns, which he said would limit their job opportunities and sporting activities. In 2022, Grammer said he opposed a bill that would require gun shops to have increased safety measures, including 24-hour burglary alarm systems and anti-vehicle barriers, which he said would penalize small business owners. During the 2023 legislative session, Grammer said he opposed legislation that would strengthen state regulations on concealed carry permits following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc. v. Brune, which made public possession of guns a protected right under the Second Amendment. He also introduced amendments to the Gun Safety Act of 2023 that would create concealed carry exemptions for railroad police and armored car company employees, which were adopted unanimously. As we progress through this video, let's now turn our gaze towards healthcare. During the 2023 legislative session, Grammer introduced legislation that would require Maryland's pension system adopt a low-cost strategy. The bill died in committee. In 2024, he introduced a bill that would allow state employees that retired before 2011 to continue receiving pension benefits provided by the State Employee and Retiree Health and Welfare Benefits Program instead of shifting to Medicare Part D. In this section, we'll be exploring housing. During the 2016 legislative session, Grammer supported legislation that would require Baltimore County to give residents advance notice when moving public housing residents from Baltimore into suburban houses in the county. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of immigration to reveal its true essence. Grammer opposed a bill introduced in the 2017 legislative session that would have made Maryland a sanctuary state. The legislature initially passed the bill in both chambers, but failed to override the governor's veto. Grammer also opposed an executive order signed by Baltimore County Executive Kevin Kamenetz that formalized police policy on undocumented immigrants in Baltimore County. Get ready for a thought-provoking discussion as we delve into marijuana and its impact on our understanding. Grammer is a member of the House Cannabis Referendum and Legalization Work Group and the Marijuana Legalization Work Group. In 2015, he voted alongside 6 other Republicans for a bill that would decriminalize the possession of marijuana paraphernalia. During the 2020 legislative session, Grammer supported the Connor's Courage Act, which would allow medical marijuana to be administered at schools. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze national politics from different angles and evaluate its significance. In April 2023, following the indictment of former President Donald Trump for his alleged role in the Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump scandal, Grammer questioned whether hush money payments made to Stormy Daniels merited a criminal prosecution. He signed onto a letter condemning the jury's guilty verdict in the trial in May 2024, calling the ruling a political prosecution from a kangaroo court and left-leaning prosecutor that is turning the U.S. justice system into a third-world parody of law and order. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on social issues. During the 2019 legislative session, Grammer introduced legislation that would require judges and magistrates to be named in Maryland judiciary case search results. The bill died in committee. In 2021, Grammer was one of 9 state delegates to vote against a bill establishing the framework for the state's sports betting industry following the passage of 2020 Maryland Question 2, calling the bill's licensing provisions too limited. In 2022, Grammer said he opposed a bill that would ban threats against public health officials and hospital workers, saying that he felt that there was a low bar for what constituted a threat under the bill. During the 2024 legislative session, Grammer introduced a bill that would require Maryland to submit abortion-related data to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC). As of 2024, Maryland is one of 4 states that do not submit such data to the CDC. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from my channel.